are there any other key lessons that you've learned from all the time and energy that you've allocated in your life now, which is daily, in terms of giving back your time, talent, and treasure to others? Some of the other lessons that stick to you, maybe some of the things that you can pull out of that folder that you carry with some of those personal note cards where people have written you and things I know that touch your heart and soul to do this. What are some of those other lessons, Bob, that you're learning through stewardship?
I wish that, I'll give you a little story, Leo, and I've probably told this to you before, but I think it's instructive. Two things happened to me that affected my focus a little bit on my career. But one was my brother dying of melanoma, and then within 2 or 3 months, a good friend of mine died of a heart attack, and he happened to be my age, which at that time was 52 years of age, and I somehow that took a part of me, and I can't quite put my hands on exactly what it took, but it took a lot out of me in both scenarios. And I think unfortunately, it was probably the biggest signal of all. And I remember when I would turn 55, I had another 5 years left before I retired at PwC, and had a chance to do a couple of jobs on a global basis. And I decided not to do it. I decided to retire, as you know. And I promised myself, and maybe it was a pact with God at the time, and my spirituality kind of increased a little bit as well, but that I was going to do everything I could to give my talents to other people. That I was given a lot, and I was blessed, and I wanted to be able to give as much as I could. And I'll tell you that the most significant part of this journey now, up to age 66, would be my experience with working with St. Bonaventure University and being the chair of the board there, and working with 30 national leaders on the board, and really help shaping that university to what it's become today. I think it's one of the most rewarding things, frankly, that I've done. And I've been involved with some. I used to tell people when I was at PwC, I had the greatest job in the world at that inception of the merger. I mean, I had a phenomenally great job to help shape the existence of what that firm looks like today. And I still put St. Bonaventure. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, in tomorrow, it could be something yet very different if I'm open to it. It could be something very different that makes me get challenged, that makes me realize I can affect somebody in a way that I never even began to dream. You have to be available to it. And if you're not available to it and riding the rocket ship, and you bring no perspective, then it's awfully easy to forget and not see what's right there in front of you. And I'd like to tell you that that I saw it all. I didn't. I had events in my life. I told you the partner who snapped my head back, and then losing my brother and losing a good friend. Those are things you don't want to have happen to bring perspective.